Hi guys, and welcome to the first episode of Jessie Reviews Disney, or something more interesting than that. Hey, it's the first episode, we'll figure it out as we go along. So today I'm going to be talking to you about the very first Disney animated movie in the entire universe, Snow White.
This is Nickelodeon.
Disney's first full-length animated feature, Snow White, the one that started it all. The one, the only, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Pioneer of the Disney classics. Stealer of our hearts. Snow White. Beloved by all. Belittled by no one. I'm kind of sick of this now. Snow White was released in 1937. Snow White is the very first of the line of Disney princesses. So let's start with her look. It's weird. Okay, so this being the very first Disney movie, it's the beginning of the Disney classics era. Even though pretty much every Disney movie is a classic, these ones are the classics of the classics, if you get what I mean. I noticed that Snow White and all the characters, they're all really, really expressive and they make big flailing movements, and to me that almost seems like theater. It's like, why are you exaggerating all your movements? You're a freaking cartoon. So I thought that it was a little overdramatic, especially the Snow White's stepmother. I mean, could you have a worse role model for anybody? This girl is prettier than me, I'm going to kill her. Just seems a little extreme and overdramatic to me. So I'm thinking that either she's insane or she's insane. Those are the only two options. The movie in itself is pretty much very, very low action, even when it's pretending to be high action. Like, the amount of time that the witch takes to go to Snow White and kill her is considerably inferior to the amount of time that is spent having Snow White clean up the cottage or having the seven dwarfs clean up themselves. There's nothing really interesting about watching Snow White sweep. There's nothing really interesting about watching the seven dwarfs wash their face. Another thing was that the movie in itself seemed to be a little bit sexist because, you know, Snow White, she just walks into the seven dwarfs' little cottage and she goes, "This is a mess, where's their mother?" I mean, as if it were their mother's job to clean up after them. And then she cleans everything and then she starts making them food. So it was really stereotypical in that way, which was understandable considering when it was made. But does it hold up to today? Not really. Another thing is that the Snow White character is very boring. You know, she's very stereotypical. She's just pretty girl, does the cleaning, does the cooking, sure, whatever. What's really interesting about this movie, and that's pretty much the only time that you're going to hear me say that this movie was interesting in any way, was the Seven Dwarfs. I especially like the scene where they're coming home from work. And that always seemed to me like a fun scene, contrasted to Snow White cleaning up and the dwarfs getting dressed. Right after the scene where the queen turns herself into a witch and poisons an apple, I fell asleep. What can I say? This movie is great if you want to just fall asleep, because it is not that exciting. I fall asleep watching pretty much every movie, but this one was really dull. So do I think that you should watch this movie today? Probably not. And I don't think that you should show it to your kids either, really. I think that if you're an adult and you genuinely want to watch this movie, that's fine. And if you have really young kids who don't really register anything, but they just want to see, you know, the nice movements and the pretty pictures, that's fine too. But I'm just saying, as a teenager who has better things to do, there are better things to do. So even though it's frowned upon to say bad things about Disney's Snow White, the one that freaking started it all, I just did. So that was fun. I'll see you right here next time on Vlogalodian. Bye!